apple juice.
Oh, Terry. Stop cussing. This ain't Def Comedy Jam.
I put a big ass red.
Stop cussing.
Who drank my goddamn apple juice? Who drank my goddamn
coffee?
Hey, you're now listening to Coffee and Apple Juice, a podcast.
I usually listen to it when I'm on my way to work.
Real, raw, and uncut conversations with Aisha Hadiya. This is season 3.
Make some noise!
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of Coffee and Apple Juice, the podcast. I am Aisha Hadiya, your host, your fearless leader, the goddess. I run all this. All this is mine, okay? We are on YouTube. If you're watching me right now, thank you so much for sticking with me. Let me introduce y'all to my guest. Y'all already know Reggie. Y'all love Reggie. Y'all comment about Reggie. Y'all text me about Reggie. Y'all call me about Reggie. Y'all inbox me and DM me about Reggie. Y'all love the fuck out of Reggie. So Reggie is back. Reggie will probably be on every episode till the fuck I decide I don't want to do this shit no more, okay? And then we have Mr. Smurf. Smurf, go ahead and introduce yourself for me, and then when you're done, Reggie, you can introduce yourself and plug in your podcast.
All right, my name is Smurf. I'm just a dude. I enjoy my friends. First of all, I appreciate you having me on your podcast.
You're more than welcome. Thank you for being a part of it.
Reggie, thanks for the oop. So I appreciate the both of y'all. I'm nobody special. I'm an IT guy by day. I'm a photographer when I got shoots. Trying to have my hands in a bunch of things. So again, I'm just happy to be here and appreciate being on the podcast.
All right, and we're glad to have you, Reggie.
I feel like they already know me, but I don't know about the DMs, the text message, and all the other stuff.
Listen, they be all in my face about you, and I be like, look, y'all have to go to him. I don't like being the middleman about nothing. So I be like, look, DM him, text and call and DM and comment him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen, I'm looking for my forever.
Okay, ladies, he's single, he's looking for it.
But I am one half of Unapologetic, the podcast, the brother podcast, the Coffee and Apple Juice.
Yes, I love you guys.
Thank you for having me on again. It's always a pleasure to see your face and podcast with you, and definitely to talk to my guy Smurf whenever we can get together. Yeah.
All righty. So this topic is going to be extremely interesting. Because we're going to be talking about social media. We're going to be talking about the Twitters, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, whatever you use to interact with people that are nowhere near you. That's what we're going to be talking about. And we're also going to be talking about the impact that what you post, the impact of what you post on social media, what it has on your dating life, the impact that it has on your dating life. Okay. So I like to post about things that is going to spark up a debate, cause an argument. I like to piss the dudes off by calling them broke if they don't want to pay all the bills. Like that's just what I post about, right? But I am not who I post to be. Okay. So I was going out with this guy. We wasn't even really going out. We went on a couple of days. We knew each other from high school or whatever. And he swore that he liked me. He really wanted to be with me, right? So he would tell me, he would like, Aisha, I really want to be with you. I like you. I accept you. I accept your kids. But you want a nigga to pay all the bills, and I just can't afford that. So I can't really get into no relationship with you because I can't afford to take care of you and your kids like that. And I would have to tell him, I don't want you to come in and pay all my bills. That's just shit I be posting on social media. But it had me thinking, like, what if it's some guys out there that really like me and really want to pursue me, but the shit I be posting on social media got them a little intimidated to even do so. You know what I'm saying? So today I want to know how y'all feel about what some of the things that some of the girls post on social media. Now, mind you, I'm extremely sarcastic. It's like a lot of girls don't post as much as I do. Or I feel like a lot of girls don't have the sense of humor that I have. So y'all might not have to it might not be that bad on certain females' social media, but for mine, it is like I will post almost anything, okay? Except for thirst traps. I'm bad at thirst traps, okay? Or when I do post them, I don't post them with the intent of them being thirst traps, but you know,
It so happen to be.
they just, at least that's how people take them,
Mhm.
okay? But I want to know how y'all feel about certain things that a woman posts on her social media, and if that keeps you from hopping in her DMs or at one point maybe even pursuing her. Would that keep you from pursuing her if she just posts real reckless on her social media? Smurf, we'll start with you, or
yeah,
Reggie, we can start with you. It don't
no,
matter.
no. Go ahead. Just coffee and apple juice.
Okay, Smurf, go ahead.
Well, in the beginning, it would kind of throw me off, but I would, after a while, you just be like, you know what? Let me see what this person's real. Let me see if they really about what they say they about. And like you said, sometimes you end up finding out that ain't true. They just posting to be posting.
Right.
And so it's funny, like especially now how we post on social media, or like the things that you see on social media. Like for me, I just take it with a grain of salt, because my thing is, if I find any interest in a woman, I'm going to hop in her DMs regardless of what she posted and see what she's really about.
Okay.
I mean, we're at that age. Look, we're at that age. Like, nah, we ain't got time for all that. We got time for all that.
Okay, Reggie.
It does. Because I'm one of them. Damn, she thinks like that, or she believes that shit. But it all depends on, I guess, the what kind of stuff she's posting. There are specific things I think that trigger me, and I think some things are very telling, because they are people's truths into what they post and how they post and how they react to it. And I think a lot of the topics. So you're a podcaster.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that you might do just for content and algorithms, and also just a different opinion. So you'll have material for a show. Mm-hmm. Other people aren't necessarily doing that. They like to, I guess, see where everybody head is at, but they're actually speaking their truth when they do post some of those things. And a lot of the times something a woman has posted, not the thirst trap type things. I do like some of them. Some of it is too much, but the other stuff, I think it does kind of make me pause before I even slide in the DM, because I'll look and I'm like, well, I don't know. Like I don't have that type of energy, like just to go back and forth, because I like to talk and I like to debate.
I like to debate too.
For one. So I don't know. It's just things I don't want to touch on. I'm tired of talking about the bills thing. Actually, there was this woman. She posted something the other day about this man had took this woman out to dinner, and he said, "Look, I got the dinner. How about you just get the tip?" And I guess the woman said, "What kind of bitch you think I am?" Blah, 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 whatever else. So it turned into a whole debate. And they was like, basically, y'all niggas out here broke. Y'all taking women out to dinner, and y'all expect a woman to get a tip. And I'm just looking like all these motherfuckers posting. I'm like, okay. But the woman that initially posted that was her thoughts, like these niggas broke. Niggas asking you to leave a tip now, and they paying for dinner. I'm like, But she was actually cute to me, and somebody I might have considered jumping in her DMs. But after shit like that, and that's, to me, that's something small. But when you get to the larger things, what is your thought process? I mean,
but not to cut you off, but when you think about it, that's actually not small at all. You mean to tell me that I'm paying $60, $70 on the bill, and you can't leave this lady or this waitress, whoever, $10 to $15, $20?
Shit, not even that.
If you expect,
somebody might leave out $8. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like if you expect, because that's just like saying, if you expect me to pay all the bills, what happens if I get sick and can't go to work? What's gonna happen with the bills then? What's gonna
Right.
happen if I get laid off? What you gonna do to
Right.
help keep us? Like, are you still expecting that to be my responsibility? Like, I just
Right.
feel like we're living in a day and age. We're living in a day and age where a lot of times we have to, as women, we have to be reasonable. But I am not going to have this conversation with y'all because the last episode I jumped down the women's back, and I do not want the women to think that I am coming
No.
down on them. Listen, ladies, I am for us finding a man who gonna do everything and anything possible to make sure we good. I'm for that. But y'all have to also keep in mind that we are dating a generation of men who was not raised by men. So a lot of them do not even know how to be a man, quote unquote. So I don't purposely mean to come down on the women, but y'all have to keep in mind too that we are being raised by social media. Social media's got us thinking, these memes got us thinking that we need a man with plenty of money to take care of somebody else's kids, pay our bills, and still manage to stay sane themselves. Okay. So when I say certain things that may sound like I'm coming down on the women, don't take it like that. These are just my thoughts and my perspective. Also, let me also say the views and opinions being shared on the Coffee and Apple Juice podcast are those of the host of Coffee and Apple Juice, the podcast, and not those of anybody else. Okay, because we need sponsors. Hello.
Right.
So listen.
But so when you said that, actually the social media thing is, I think that plays a lot into it because
it plays a lot.
I would rather a woman that can think on her own. You know, I'm saying we could talk about relationships, whatever else. Your idea of a relationship isn't generated off of what social media told you a relationship should be, or what your girlfriends like tell you what should be, because what works for that household might not work for this one, and vice versa.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We got to stop living our life and trying to be, you know, in a relationship or in love because of the game said this, or Kevin Samuel said this, or Derek Jackson said this. We got to have our own opinions and like, you know what I'm saying? And what works for us should work for us.
Right. And it's even like, even basing it off the people that you know, like you see, because you'll see couples and everything looks like it's going good for them of how they post on social media, but in the background you don't know what's going on. They before that post they could have been arguing like cats and dogs at each other, and then you know clear the air and then take that picture, post it, and make everything look good. That's why
it's funny you say that.
Reggie said,
it's so funny
like
you say that because I was watching. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm so sorry.
No, you good.
I was watching Medea's family reunion earlier, the one where the girl was getting beat on by her fiance, and the fiance has all this money. They live in this 30th floor penthouse, and she looked like $1 million. He looked like $1 million, but behind the scenes, he was beating the fuck out of her. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things don't be as they appear to be, And I don't know if I said this to you, Reggie, one time before. I might have said it to somebody else, but dating in our 30s is hard because we want that little puppy love that we see posted on social media where they out on dates, they taking pictures and videos, and he's buying her teddy bears and flowers, and they going on vacation, they this and they that. But like, we got real life shit to deal with in our 30s. We got kids, we got bills, we got this. And I'm not saying that those things aren't possible. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is we're basing our relationships and what we want in a relationship and what we desire out of the person we want to be in a relationship with based on somebody else's life and their situations and things that they're dealing with. We don't know nothing about what these people dealing with. They probably ain't got no bills, so they can stay on vacation, or he can stay buying her shit because, you know what I'm saying, he probably bought her that because he cheated on her and she found out about it. You know what I'm saying? We don't know.
Or she's an actual helpmate.
Okay.
They built it together.
Yeah.
So we don't be knowing. Half of them people be doing that shit for likes anyways. The more likes you get, the more views you get, they start cutting your checks. So of course, if YouTube said, hey, we're going to start paying you for more views and more likes, you damn right I'm going to be on here talking about what the fuck the people want to hear, because that's what's going to get me paid. So it's social media is a black hole, and what's happening is we all are getting wrapped and getting caught into it, period. Like, that's just it. That's all it is. We're all getting caught in the black hole known as social media.
I agree 100.
I have a love-hate relationship with social media.
I do too.
Like with with me being a photographer and you know having a photography business, like I suck at posting because having to deal with social media, it's like, yo, like it's daunting at times. It's just like I don't want to be on my phone all the time. I don't want to be on this laptop all the time because I feel like it takes away just being able to go out and enjoy life. So I try and like I don't post a lot on social media, not because I'm trying to hide stuff. It's just the fact I like if I go somewhere like to an event or I go kick it with friends, like my phone's either on the table or in my back pocket because I'm actually enjoying the moment.
Right.
I'd rather have that memory instead of trying to have my phone out trying to record it. Because I'm like, you mess around and miss something. You mess around and miss something trying to get your phone out, you know, get the camera up. Like, I don't be worried about all that. Besides, I'm like, if I'm gonna take some pictures, let me do it with my camera. I ain't worried about this phone.
Right.
It's time consuming and it can sometimes you got to be in the right mind.
Yeah.
Social media, but it's very time consuming.
Right. So let's switch gears for a second. Now I know I told y'all the topic was social media. So this was a post and delete. I don't think nobody caught it, but I caught it. So you know how you could open your phone to Instagram and a post will be there, but if you refresh it, it'll be gone.
Okay.
Akbar V posted a video where she had popped some pills and she was basically it was more of a suicide type thing. She was saying how you know, tell my kids I love them and I tried, and you know it came off suicidal, right? And it was an actual video of her taking some pills, 4 pills. I can't remember the type of pills because by that time my Instagram had refreshed, and when I went to her page to try to see it, it was gone. So clearly it was a post and delete or whatever, right? But like that, just like shit like that is what pissed me off about social media, okay? Because number one, if you really wanted to kill yourself, what the fuck is you recording it for? Who is you recording it for? Like you clearly doing it for attention. Now I'm not saying the girl don't need help. She needs help. But the fact that she felt the need to record it and post it on social media, the fact that when somebody is going through something and they crying, they record themselves crying and post it on social media. Social media can get people help. You know, I'm not going to take that away, but a lot of times people is doing this for attention. When you out in the club and you recording, are you recording it because you want us to see what you're doing, or are you recording it because you just really wanted to share with everybody what's going on, like where you at? You see what I'm saying? Like it's kind of hard to distinguish who is doing it because who's posting, you know, because they just naturally and they just want you, you know, to see what's going on, to enjoy the vibe with them or whatever the case may be. Or are you posting it to make yourself look good? You posting it for attention? Are you posting it to make somebody feel bad that they couldn't come? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it kind of, I don't know. It's just like social media, like you said, I have a love and hate relationship with social media too. I enjoy it for what it's there for, but it's like some people just take it out of it just goes out of whack sometimes to the point where you're just like, really? Really? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's just super crazy. So moving forward, let's talk about online dating. Now I know this doesn't have much to do with social media, but because it's on the internet, we're gonna consider it social media.
I was gonna say you can tie it in there because I look at like jumping into somebody's DMs is online dating.
Yeah, I think all of them are.
Okay,
I think every social media app is a dating app. Honestly,
that's right. Like people turn into that eventually.
So how do y'all feel about online or social media or dating online socially? How do y'all feel about it? Y'all for it? Y'all against it?
So
I'm not against
stories?
No, I'm not against it. So like I guess what is it, like the Bumbles and all those apps, I've never tried them. I mean, hell, I've recently got divorced back in June, so I'm trying to work my way into this whole dating scene again. but like I said, granted, I don't use those. I do feel like social media, like you can tie that into it because people use that to, like you said, jump into my DMs. Hey, I'm interested in you. Blah blah blah. Start spark up a conversation.
Reggie, you online date?
I'm for it. I mean, to each his own. I actually have a couple of apps. I don't really. I've actually used them more for I guess connections more than anything. I've made more friends than I've actually went out on dates. And actually friends that people I know I'll probably be connected to for a long time just because they was cool people. But the dating thing, I don't know. I'm more of a meet somebody in person type guy, but I mean whatever works. I mean, I think for COVID it worked for a lot of people. It was great because a lot of people went outside. But like I said earlier, I think Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all these social media apps are dating apps because it's just avenues for different people to get in your inbox or whatever else. Because I'm pretty sure you get friend requests from people you have no idea who they are. And then next thing you know, they probably seeing what you posting, wait a couple days, if that, and then they write in your box.
Yeah, I have my DMs is full of weirdos. And you know what? I take that back because I don't want to offend nobody. It's not that they're weirdos; they just don't come off alpha male-ish.
Mm-hmm.
They come off like, I don't want to say lame because I don't want to disrespect nobody, but like my DMs is full of dudes that like look like they were getting picked on in school.
So let me stop you real quick. So because we talked about this before we got started, the alpha male Bible that I'm reading.
I shouldn't have ever said that. I'm
sorry. The number one trait. No, listen. The number one trait coming from the alpha male Bible, the number one trait of alpha male is confidence.
Okay.
Of course, there's other things that play into it, but confidence is the number one trait. So
see, these guys, they don't look as if they have any confidence. They look as if they
confidence to be in your inbox, though.
Yeah, but
you got that confidence to be in your inbox. And listen, a nigga that can't shoot, he's no good from the field, but he's still shooting. That nigga got confidence.
So
knowing he can't hit a shot, but he's still shooting.
That
nigga got confidence.
So I posted this status one day last week, and it said that I'm single because the guy that I like don't like me. And I was saying it just to be funny, but it was some truth to it. Like I was in this guy DM, and he, regardless of what you could tell when the energy just not there, and the energy wasn't there for me. He wasn't responding back fast enough for me. And I'm like, how the fuck dare you treat me like I'm some 3? The fuck? Kevin said I was a 10 at best. Okay. So don't play with me, but you know, whatever. So he wasn't responding back to me. And he knew you could tell when I'm trying to shoot my shot because I don't start in your DM. I go to your post first. So if I'm commenting on your post, I'm leaving heart emojis on your pictures. Bitch, get it. I'm trying to see what you like. And of course I hit him with my line. Send me a picture of you so I can show my mama what I want for Christmas this year.
Hey.
Okay. All right.
Works every time.
I like that.
Unless they in a relationship, it works every time. And a lot of times I don't even be trying to get with you on a level like that. Sometimes I just be like, you the type of nigga I just need to be friends with. Like, I just need your number in my phone. If I want to talk to you for whatever reason, I just need to be able to contact you. So like, I be on some
like that too.
I be on some shit like that. Oh, that's the one too. It's done got me too. So whatever the case may be, like the dude had posted a status and was like, I need my woman to be in love with me just as much as I'm in love with her. So, you know, I sent my little side eye emoji, you know, with the little smirk. And then I hopped in his DMs like, what you doing? And he was like, working. And that's exactly how I read it. And I'm like, oh, okay, how that's going? And he ain't never respond back. Bitch, I blocked him so motherfucking quick. Like the fuck? What? Come on now. I'm saying it's not common for a woman to shoot her shot. We shoot it, don't get me wrong. But we don't always do this shit. We looking to be pursued. We not looking to be the pursuant.
So I will say this. Like, as a man, like we're like for us to get something like that, that he may have been thrown back. You know, like
He wasn't thrown back because that's not my first time talking to him.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's not my first time talking to him. I don't like this shit.
In general, because if somebody hit me with something, you know, I might, word.
Listen,
what you talking about?
My lines, I got some lines for you.
No,
okay.
I do like that. I do like that line.
I need your number in my book. I need your number in my phone.
Send me a picture so I can tell my mom.
Listen, I'll tell a nigga like quick. Send me a picture of you real quick so I can show my mama what I want for my birthday. Or I screenshot the image on the iPhone. I got this off the internet. Actually, I screenshot the contact on the iPhone and I send him. I'm like, fill this survey out for me real quick. I'm trying to see something. Okay, and you know the one where it asks for your name, your telephone number, and all that shit. Man, listen, I shot my shot with this fine ass nigga. Oh my God. Oh, if he was standing in front of me, I would have just licked him from head to toe. He was so fine. And he was like, baby girl, that was sexy as fuck, but I'm in a relationship. And I was like, damn, I knew you was too cute to be single. But you know, nonetheless, I respected him and I gave him his space because I don't do, you know, married men, people in relationships. That's just not my cup of tea. But you know, I got some, if y'all need to pick up lines, listen, I got y'all, okay? I got y'all for real. But you know, nonetheless, I can't even remember what we was talking about because I just got thrown off.
Anyway. No. Yeah, we was talking about the dudes. So as far as in him, I mean, some dudes are intimidated by aggressive women.
That's why I don't want to be a dominant no
But
more.
listen, that's not an alpha male trait either.
But at the same time, like, as there are some that don't like it, there are some that actually do like it.
Oh yeah,
because now you give them a little bit of confidence boost, and then they're like, oh, okay, bet I can go ahead and talk to her like I want to talk to her.
Yeah, and they be the ones that actually send me a picture of them too.
And men like to be pursued too.
I mean, I'm sure y'all do.
Certain men.
Is that an alpha male trait?
No.
Why not? well, according to the Bible, the alpha male Bible, alpha male know when to be dominant, and he also know when to fall back. Okay, you ain't want to use submit, but okay, I get it. I get it. All right, so we was talking about online dating. Have y'all online dated anybody during COVID? I have went on one date that I can think of. Another one might come to mind before we get off this, but that was online. It was cool. We still talk, text from here to there, time to time, but I mean, nothing really came about it.
Smart.
Yeah, I've been on 2 through Instagram.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all this story, right? This guy jumped in my DMs, and I wasn't thinking, like, I'm gonna be honest, I just wanted the meal. Okay, he wasn't that attractive to me, but I wasn't gonna deny him because he wasn't that attractive. Stop it, y'all, for real. Stop it. I already feel bad.
Wanted the meal.
That's okay.
Stop
okay. Go
it.
ahead.
So listen.
There's plenty of them out there that go for the meal.
But I'm not materialistic like that though, because I got my own coin. I could have bought my own food. Yeah. Okay, so whatever. Listen, I got 3 rules or 2 rules when it comes to dating. Okay, 2 rules. And this was at the beginning of COVID before everything really shut down. So I have 2 rules. My 2 rules is to Okay, so one of my rules is to know where to
hold on.
Relationship. I mean, in the restaurant.
So the first rule. So hold on. The fuck was for something else.
No,
right?
The fuck was something else because I thought.
Okay, I thought that was the first rule. Okay.
Okay, listen.
Go ahead.
2 rules. So rule number 1 is to know where
it's not fuck.
It's not fuck.
Okay.
No, fucking it's nothing to do with fucking. Okay. Stop it. So listen, rule number 1. to know where to sit in a relation in a restaurant. Okay, so like I had this guy friend who was really dominant, really alpha, whatever. And he taught me that a guy is supposed to sit in a certain spot in a restaurant, and he's also supposed to sleep on a certain side of the bed. And that's the bed that's the side of the bed that's closest to the door. So if any danger was to come into that door, it'll hit him first, give you a chance to get away, or it's just a means of protection. Okay. So I learned this years ago. So he did the same thing in a I keep saying relationship. He did the same thing in a restaurant. He was like, as a man, I need to know where every exit is in a restaurant. So I need to sit in a seat where my back isn't to the door, and I could just keep an eye on all the doors in the restaurant. Okay. So I learned this at a young age. So it's just been stuck with me. Okay. So I would purposely pick the table and I would sit where you're supposed to be sitting to see if you're going to tell me to get up. Right. All right. So we get into the restaurant. I sit down first where he's supposed to be sitting. He didn't tell me to move. That was strike one. Okay. I'm sorry. That might be shallow of me, but that was strike one. My second rule is your topic of conversation. I know I'm pretty. I know I look good. I know my butt big. I know I put this outfit together really well. I know my hair looks good. My lashes. Listen, I know these things. So of all the things in the world to talk about, you can compliment me twice. But if you keep talking about how good I look, and if the conversation goes to where we talking about sex, anything, that's just strike two. Okay. And at that point, I'm just gonna be ready to just cancel the date, because for one, I feel like there's so much shit that we could be talking about. Sex should not be the topic of conversation. You don't have to constantly compliment me because I know how pretty I am. You could compliment me 2 times. When I get in the car, damn, baby, you look good. You smell good too. That's 1. When we get to the restaurant, you really wearing that dress. That's 2. 3, we pushing it, okay? This guy constantly was telling me how good I look. He was telling me how big my butt looked in my dress. He even had the audacity to say, you remind me of my ex-girlfriend. Bitch, check, please. I was so ready to go at that point. So ready to go. Oh, and you look like you can fuck too.
That's what he said?
Yes, I was so ready to go. Like the bill came, and when the lady set the receipt down, the bill was for like $100 and some odd dollars. I was so ready to go. I was willing to pay my portion of that check just because I was that ready to go. But it's like I'm not a rude and I'm not a prude. So like I didn't give off the impression that I was ready to go. But in my mental Rolodex, we was never going out with this guy again, okay? Ever in life. So after the day, he paid for the check. After the day, we left. Now, mind you, I didn't eat all my food because at that point I was so ready to go. I didn't even want nothing to eat. So I had them box my shit up and I took it with me. But after the day, he take me home. We sat in the car and talked for a little bit. But then I was like, you know what? My kids in the house. I really got to get inside. I got to be to work in the morning, and left it at that. So I go in the house. He didn't walk me to my door. He stayed the fuck in the car, but okay. I go in the house and I look from my living room window to see if he had left yet. He sat there for a moment. And when I realized it was 10 minutes, he was still sitting there. I had asked him, I said, you okay? What's going on? Why you didn't pull off yet? And he was like, oh, I had to pee, so I had to piss on the side of your house. Big, like the shit just would not. It wasn't getting no. After that, I was like, "Are you serious? You could have just knocked on my door. I would have let you come in and pee."
The date from hell.
The date from hell. Okay. So at that point, what I did was, instead of blocking him, I just I took his number out of my contacts. Okay. And I would say maybe a week or 2 later, he texted me. And the only reason I knew it was him because our previous conversation in the text messages. Right. And he texted me and was like, hey. And I was like, hey, but instead of texting me back, he called me. And he was like, what's up? I haven't heard from you. And I ain't tell y'all, he was in his 40s and he was a rapper or a wannabe rapper. Okay, but that's
aspiring.
Okay,
aspiring.
Okay, this is what
he aspiring artist.
Listen, he told me this while we were sitting in front of my house after we ate. Okay, so whatever the case may be, He was like, yeah, I haven't heard from you, just checking on you, making sure you're okay, see if you want to go out again. I was like, yeah, I'm fine, but no, I don't want to go out with you anymore. And he was like, oh, where? I was like, yeah. He was like, oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. And you know what, you're a gorgeous woman, and I really liked you, da 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 da. And I'm like, thank you. And then, I was like, okay, bye. And, I hung up the phone. Like, I'm not one of them nasty, rude types to make you feel bad about yourself, but ultimately, that's just not it just wasn't for me. It wasn't a good fit. And and this is besides my two rules. The moment you referred to me as your ex, or you said I remind you of your ex, who might I warned y'all, he basically said she damn near tried to hit him with a fucking car. Okay. Like she was whatever relationship they had was toxic as fuck. But the fact that you reminded me,
she loved him.
The fact that you said that I reminded you of her, that turned me off. You pissed on the side of my house like I'm living in a house that don't have no bathroom. That turned me off. You want to be a rapper, it's okay.
You're 40 though?
But he was in his 40s.
Is that a side thing? That's the thing. If it's something on the side,
please tell me if it's
rapping is a side thing he's trying to do.
Yeah, please tell me that was a side thing.
So was it a side thing? I don't remember him telling me where he works, but he get money. Like he had money, he had plenty of money. I'm not gonna take that from. He had plenty of money, but it's just a rapping period for me. Like everybody can't be 2 Chainz. Everybody can't be 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz is what, the oldest rapper in the game so far. Everybody can't be 2 Chainz. Close to it.
Yeah.
Everybody can't be Snoop Dogg. Everybody can't be Jay-Z. Everybody can't be Nas.
I feel say yeah, but they also been rapping since they was like 16.
Okay, so you showing me your YouTube videos and shit, sending me links, bruh.
So, Miss Hadiya.
Y'all, that day was over before it even started. Oh my God, it was over before it started.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this first dude that told you these things, who was he? The Equalizer?
What do you mean? Oh, okay. You talking about my friend?
You saw the movie? No, I'm messing with you. So
he wasn't the Equalizer, but like the points that he made as far as where you're supposed to sleep in the bed, where you're supposed to sit at in a restaurant, they made sense to me.
No, I've had.
So there are specific things that I do. Like the only specific place I won't sit in a restaurant is in the back. Don't put me in the back of any restaurant. Now, when you seat me, wherever we're seated, I'm not gonna have my back to the entrance.
Yeah,
that's the main thing for me. I gotta have a good view of what's going on.
Okay, that's one of my rules. You need to know where to sit.
Yeah.
So as long as you don't sit me in the back, I'm good.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sit with my back to the door. So for me, I don't want to sit with my back to the door. And if I'm with a woman that feel the same way and she want to sit on the same side with me, I don't like that, because I want you to be across from me so I can look at you and we can interact. I don't want to, have to turn to the side. I want us to be. You're gonna have to be comfortable with your back to the door, sweetheart, and me, having this view. Let me protect you.
Right. So from a woman's perspective, we should know why sitting with our backs to the door is the situation that it is. We should know. We don't really care. Mm-hmm. The only reason why I know these things is because a man taught me a long time ago. Okay. Mm-hmm. But y'all supposed to know, as men, you're supposed to know. And even if you don't know, it should just still make sense to you. Not saying that you it should just make sense. I feel like it should just make sense. Okay. But nonetheless, that was one of the worst dating experiences that I have had in 2020. And
well, hold on. So as far as in the complimenting, you can't have it both ways though.
Okay, so like I said, 2 to 3 compliments I'm okay with, but it's like every time he opened his mouth, he was sexualizing me to the point where I was almost uncomfortable. Like, oh my God, I just want to suck on your titties right now. They popping out of that dress.
Okay, so if he wasn't
fucking like, I was just like, sir.
All right, so if he wasn't sexualizing you, if he was just complimenting you, like let's just say, when he saw you, he was like, damn, that dress, looks good on you. You know, okay, that's number one. You get to wherever you're going, and he was like, you know, you're a very beautiful woman. Okay, that's two. You're walking into the restaurant, he's like, oh, you got some pretty ass feet too. He's not sexualizing you, he's just complimenting you like every piece that he sees. So, so if you're telling him off the bat, or you conditioning him off the bat that look, nigga, you got 2 times to say something.
No. They don't even know my rules.
Well, they don't know it. But
nobody knows my rules, but y'all know now. But
right,
these are just things that I keep in mind.
Right, but look, but so once let's say once you and this man is into a deeper relationship, you're gonna want this man to praise and worship you.
If we're in a relationship, that's one thing. We're just dating.
Yeah,
sir, you're just taking me out to. I just feel like it's only a certain amount. Okay.
So you're throwing them away after them. So you already have a preconceived notion after these two compliments. So he's already got a strike. Aisha, listen.
No, listen. I hear what you're saying. I promise I hear what you're saying. But the date was over. I would, even if I was to let the compliment slide. Right.
So, well, outside of him, if somebody else is dating you, and they done gave you more than 2 compliments, you already, and we know how a date goes. Once someone does a little something that you're not really feeling, your attitude kind of change. Because I've been on them dates. I'm pretty sure Smurf has been on dates. You've been on them dates to where something has happened and you start feeling this kind of way. You got a little dry, and one of these niggas might have been the nigga for you. But in your mind, damn, he over complimented me a little too much. He done complimented me on the dress, my face, my hair, and my feet. Listen, I looked in the mirror before I walked out the house. I already knew I was that. Yeah, I knew I was a 10. He ain't got to tell me that shit.
So I hear you. I promise I hear you. And I will make sure that in the future I don't be so hard on my second rule. Okay. I won't be as hard. But when you start talking about my ass and my titties, when you start talking about how I look like I can fuck.
So I said outside of him, respectful. So I do have something just came to my mind. I do have a good question for you. How many times have you complimented a man when going out on a date with him?
Listen, I will compliment a man
You would, but how many times have you?
Okay, so when I went on a date about a month or so ago, I think I complimented him 3 times.
Okay.
3 times. And it was during 3 different occasions, so it wasn't like 3 times in the same setting.
That's a good question.
Like I complimented him when I got we drove my car, which I had no problem with. When I went and picked him up, he got in the car. I was like, damn, babe, you look good as fuck in them J's. Okay. So when we was walking through the parking lot to the restaurant, I was like, yeah, you wearing the fuck out them pants. and then I complimented him again, like on our way home, like you wore the fuck out that outfit, baby. But I can't wait to get them clothes off you. You know what I'm saying? So like,
okay,
I don't have no problem with complimenting a man. I have no problem with these quote unquote role reversals. I have no problem with complimenting you. I have no problem with any of that. My thing is, and this is probably just me. Maybe no other woman feels this way, but we're not finna sit at this dinner table and the only thing that you can say or the only thing that you want to talk about is how good I look or how fat my ass is or how I look like I can fuck. Like, I see why you got 4 kids. You look like you can fuck. A nigga would never pull out of your... Come on, man. Is this shit I really want to hear? No, this not shit I want to hear. Like, I like being around men where I can learn something from them. Let's talk about some shit I don't know nothing about.
Aisha, you didn't pre-screen. You did not pre-screen. Did you talk to him on the phone?
Yes, we talked on the phone.
I fail to believe his conversation was cute and general.
I swear to God, the person that I went,
then y'all got out, and this
person that I went out on the date with was not the person I was texting and talking on the phone with.
So I've always been told. I was always told the person that you meet, you're actually meeting their representative. You need more
Well,
representatives.
they did a horrible fucking job with this guy. Okay, a horrible job. A horrible job. Horrible. Like, if
So to the
y'all,
listeners,
a lot of the shit that he should have, a lot of the shit that he was saying, I really should have ended the date right then and there. You're not finna sit here and say that I remind you of your ex-girlfriend and this
I can
bitch
say
tried
that.
to hit you with a fucking car.
You love him though.
Forget the car part, just in general.
Right, like,
that
I feel like this dating one-on-one, you don't bring up your past, you don't bring up your exes. You definitely don't say
maybe
your
later
new date
on,
look like her.
would I was
Maybe
gonna
later
say,
on in the relationship,
unless
when y'all start talking about toxic things and things you didn't like.
Right.
I was gonna say unless you're dating somebody who like just got out of a relationship or a marriage or whatever.
I don't know
it
exactly.
just so happens to come up. But no, not
in this
you
not
don't
in this
yeah,
fashion.
you don't bring it up yourself. Like the person that you're with, like if they just so happen to kind of ask you, then you go ahead and ease that on in there. So at least you're giving them that knowledge, that the information, like, hey, I was in this previous relationship or blah. But yeah, what you're saying, what he told you, yeah, nah.
This shit was
You keep that in the tuck. You keep that in the tuck, buddy.
And it's crazy because it had me thinking, like, did I give off the impression that this was the type of shit that I like? Like, and that's another thing too. Like, do women give off I feel like the vibe that men get for a lot of women be so off. Like, dudes get the vibe that I'm some type of vacation girl where you could just come and visit me, have fun with me, and then you go back home to your regular life. No. And I be asking myself if that's the vibe that I give off. Because
So explain that. No, explain that real quick.
Explain what?
As far as in the dudes think you're a vacation girl, blah blah.
So I heard this somewhere where it was like, so a vacation girl is a girl that you go visit, you have your fun with, you cut up, you turn up, but then you get back on the plane and you go back home.
Okay, all right.
To your regular life. So like, so for example, a vacation girl would be like a girl that you just go fuck on and then you go back home to your girlfriend. Okay, so like a lot of times I be asking myself, like, do dudes really think I'm some type of vacation girl because they just be wanting to turn up with me, or they be thinking that they can turn up with me but not necessarily pursue me relationship wise or whatever. Because like this one guy that I used to talk to, I'm not even gonna tell that story. Nope. So like, but whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, like, is the vibe that women give off, like, I'm sitting here thinking, like, do women give off a certain vibe to make y'all think that she just some party girl or some fun girl? And then when y'all meet her, y'all realize she not like that. Like, I'm just confused.
Some do. Some will actually. Some actually, like the way, like, we'll go back to social media, the way that they post, they're always posting them out and about in the club or out hanging out.
But can she not just be a young lady that's enjoying
but
herself?
I'm not saying, yeah, but I mean, and that's the thing, but it again, it's that perception. It's that perception that you kind of put off. But again, that comes with actually sitting down and actually talking, and actually talking to the person and see where their head's at. I said this on Reggie's podcast. I think it was the last time I was on, or the time before. I was like, we don't court anymore. Like we don't actually court and go out on dates and freaking really get to know people like we did, like we were taught how to do. Because social media.
Yeah. Or we feel like we know that person based off them just being our Facebook friends for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what are some deal breakers when it comes to hopping in somebody's DMs on social media? Like, okay, so like y'all know topics about sex get everybody's attention, or posts about sex get everybody's attention. So if a girl commented on a post where they be like, okay, for example, the post may say Scorpios get a best head, And if a girl comment on a post, letting you know that she's a Scorpio or whatever, like, is that a deal breaker for you? Or is that something that you would just jump in her DMs because she say she get the best head?
For me, neither, because I feel like a lot of y'all talk that shit, but really ain't about it.
I'm the same. Like, I turn into Missouri. Show me.
Okay.
Basically.
All right. So what is y'all? Huh?
I like to talk, but I mean, outside of that, I mean, I show and prove.
All right. Right. Searching for something like that.
Okay.
Because I'm like, you can get on social media and say whatever the hell you want, but until you get somebody that's gonna be like, okay, well, what's up?
Right.
So.
Ladies, the season is changing, and so should your wardrobe. Footage Boutique has some of the season's hottest pieces to spice up your look, specializing in women's fashion in sizes small to extra large. Don't let this quarantine stop you from looking fly, girl. Head on over to footageboutique.com and shop now. Also, enjoy 10% off of your entire order with discount code CAJ10. Tell them Aisha at the Coffee and Apple Juice podcast sent you. Let's switch gears. How do y'all feel about social media and relationships? Like, okay, so y'all know the big stigma about relationships and social media is that the dude may not post the girl, or like, how do y'all feel about that as far as like being in relationships and being on social media, and the dude or the girl not posting their significant other on social media, and they love to use the excuse, my life or my relationship is private, or you know what I'm saying, whatever the excuse may be for that particular person. Like, how do y'all feel about that as far as let's just go ahead and say, how y'all feel about posting your significant other on Facebook, or just being in a public relationship on Facebook?
So
go ahead, Smurf.
I was gonna say, so I'll go with my previous marriage. Like where I live in Louisville, Kentucky. A lot of people know my ex-wife or whatever. But I even when you look at my social media now, I don't post much anyway. So me posting her, I mean, I would post here and there, but I always kept it like nothing changed. It wasn't like I would be posting on a regular basis, then all of a sudden I get into a relationship and I just stop posting. Like, if I wasn't posting little workout videos here and there, I would post us, or I would post her by myself. I'll post my daughter here and there, but I always kept it how I normally post. Was I against posting? Absolutely not. But I mean, as you can see, me posting on social media, it's far and in between. Now, like to look at different couples on social media, like some people post constantly, or they post on a regular, and there's some couples that don't. I look at it like, you're gonna post how you guys, people are gonna post how they're gonna post. Mm-hmm. And it has to be that understanding within that relationship. Okay, hey, because I've had that talk before, like, why do you don't post? Look, I don't post, period. It's not the fact that I don't, I'm like, it's not that I'm not posting you, or I'm not hiding you or whatever. I'm like,
you don't post it that much at all.
Yeah, I'm not posting that much at all. Just because I'm like, I'm not that attached to social media like that.
Yeah.
So, and then I'm on top of that, I'm like, you post enough for the both of us. Like, you tagged me and everything. So I'm like, there's no point in me posting. That's how I felt about it. Like, there was no point, because I'm like, I'm already tagged in this stuff, so people gonna see it either way.
Yeah.
Reginald. Y'all women gonna get enough of that. But there's only one thing I'm against. I'm not turning any of my social media accounts into a joint account. Now, if you want to create one for us, then by all means. But I'm not don't expect me to, because even with this podcast thing, this having more than one account is
A headache.
it
Oh my
feels like,
God.
right, it feels like a job.
Yeah.
Because I don't even post to the unapologetic account anymore, on which I need to. I should at least once a week, but I don't. The Instagram, yeah. But so to get into the other aspect of it, I will post here and there, pictures of us or whatever else. But like Smurf said, I don't post a lot on just my regular account. In my stories, I might, and you might be in my stories here and there.
But they delete in 24 hours though.
Right. Well, I mean, it is what it is.
Okay.
But
I'm giving off girlfriend energy right now.
Okay.
Why you gotta
Listen.
post me on your stories? They delete.
But I'm about
why
to
you
give
can't post me on your regular
But I'm
page?
about to give you king energy too. I'm about to give you king energy, because whoever I'm with, you're gonna be known. It's gonna be known that I'm with you. Because
Okay.
when I do post, like I said, it's gonna be here and there. It ain't gonna be every day I gotta post a picture of us, because I don't post a picture of me every day. You know what I'm saying? You might get one picture of me a month.
I know that caption better be popping, or I know something.
I don't know. But listen, I don't even know when the last time I posted a picture of me in uniform. That's how much I post. Like, I don't even post that shit. So,
well, women love a man in uniform, so you might need to post that picture if you're looking for Mrs. Brights.
I'm about to take that uniform off. But
Hey, my boy, my dog said he done.
I'm about to take that uniform off. Yeah, but I mean, I think for me, it's just gonna have to be something that she's comfortable with. If she's the type that like to post all the time and post me on her shit all the time, then so be it. Like I said, I'm not gonna give you an impression to where you feel like I'm hiding you or I'm never posting you. Because when I do post some shit, of course I'm gonna slide you in there here and there. But I mean, most of the time, the shit I post is a podcast shit anyway. That's even on my personal shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But she would definitely have to understand that I don't take social media that serious. We have a life outside of social media, and if social media got to know that we're together, then we worried about the wrong things.
So with me, I haven't been in my last. I'm not gonna speak on my last relationship, but I have to. My last relationship, the guy that I was dating for on and off for about 5 years, right? So he had me thinking that he just lived a private life, but really he had another woman, but that's besides the point. But because he wasn't with me posting us on social media, I'm like comfortable with not posting on social media. Okay. So like if I do get a man and I post on social media, I'm not gonna show your face. Like I feel like I might show your feet, or I might show your half of your body across the table from us eating, but I'm hardly going to post my man on social media.
But why?
I just got comfortable with posting my kids. I don't post my kids.
Okay.
When you go to my social media, 97% of the pictures are going to be me or some memes or something. Okay. I just got comfortable with posting pictures of my kids. Like literally I may post 1 or 2 pictures every couple months of my kids. Okay. I hardly ever because that's a vulnerable side of me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I have no control over the internet. So I can't control what nobody say. I'm posting my kids real raw and unfiltered. So if MJ ain't had no haircut, I'm posting him without no fucking haircut. If they outside playing and their shoes and their clothes is dirty and fucked up, and I decided I wanted to take a picture and post him, that's how I'm posting them. I'm not finna explain nothing to y'all when it comes to my kids. Like I'm just not gonna. So I just got comfortable with posting my kids. I'm not comfortable with posting a potential partner on social media or my partner because we already know how that shit go. That shit temporary. You think I'm finna go through and be deleting all these pictures of you and we decide to break up?
That's one thing, but you have to, I mean, that's a part of the territory too. But so when I said that, I barely post now, if it might depend, it might all be in spurts. I mean, we might be out on a vacation in Miami or Jamaica or the Bahamas or wherever, and you on the beach with your woman and she looking good in that bikini, and you done took 15 pictures, and out of them 15, you like, damn, 9 of these shits is worth posting. I'm about to post. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it all depends. It might be spurts. Damn, I might post 9 pictures of you today, and tomorrow it might not be one. It might not be any the day after that, and then the next day it might be another 3 or 4. I mean, and then it might not be no more pictures for another couple days because I just didn't take no pictures. But
I mean, 9 pictures should hold them over at least 6 months, but that's just my opinion.
Hey, 6 months sound good to me. But
yeah.
Listen, yeah. If she looking good on the beach in that bikini,
that's just my opinion. Like 9 pictures gonna hold y'all over a little minute.
Look, hold up, because I'm about to check my shit right now. The last time I post, trying to see what that. April 21st. April 21st. It was a picture of me freaking, and actually that was my birthday shoot. And it was just one of the random pictures I didn't post the day of my birthday. Me and Reggie's birthday is March 30th. And for me to go, March 30th, 31st, just to say thank you. The first, because I had got my daughter's package, and then all the way until the 21st, and I haven't posted since.
See, I post every day. I have no issue with posting every day.
I'm just saying, as far as like pictures, I get
how you post, yeah.
I get that you post memes.
Well, yeah,
I get that you post memes and stuff. Yeah.
Even with mine is 5 days ago, and then the next one before that, like you said, is April 20th, and then the one before that is March 11th.
Right. So like I do have my moments where I'm just not, where like my energy is just off. Cause like I'm really comedic on social media. I'm funny. I post shit that's gonna make people laugh. Now don't get me wrong, I do get serious sometimes, but for the most part, a lot of my energy is comical. Okay.
Right.
But like if there is a police shooting in the mail, or if there's police shooting in the news, or so just recently, matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, it was either yesterday or the day before yesterday, a mother just got arrested because she killed her 4-year-old daughter and buried her daughter in the backyard. Like shit like that fucks up my energy to the point where I can't be funny in a time like this. You know what I'm saying? Because that's some serious shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I don't know too much of the details of the situation, but whatever the case may be, when it's something that really just fucks with my spirit, it kind of takes away from my comedic side to where I can't really post like I want to. So I'm like, I know for a fact when the young girl that was finna stab the other girl got shot by the police, that took me out. I had to take a couple of days off. Like some things just fucks up my energy to where I just can't be who I want to be on social media. Okay. Right. But then there are days where you might see me post all day long, every day for a week straight, you know, but you know, it really just depends on my vibe and my energy. But even still, if I was to get into a relationship, depending on how the flow of the relationship go, I probably won't post you unless you post me. Like I need to know that this shit is real.
I got you. So for me, Facebook is different because I might post like a little 2-3 liner, but it won't be no picture. All my pictures come from IG. If I post on IG, if I post a picture, it's going to IG first, and it's going to make its way to Facebook. I haven't posted. I used to be on Snapchat heavy all the time.
Oh, I'm always on Snapchat.
I've probably been off that for a year and a half. I'm probably about to get back into it though, because I got to
Snapchat get my whole life.
I got to
getting on my Snap either, though.
I got to promote.
Twitter is my shit, though.
I'm on Twitter more.
You know what? I want to get into Twitter so bad, but honey, I fell into a dark hole on Twitter one night, and listen,
I hold on Twitter and never get out. Twitter's like endless. It's endless.
The porn on Twitter just hit different. Okay,
it's top notch. Yo, we was talking about that yesterday. Asking me in our group chat.
Hey, fucking Twitter will have
this shit just hit
Twitter
different.
Will have
okay.
And then it's like it's so rare because you could just be scrolling, seeing people
right.
That, like
it just come out of nowhere. Damn, she's sucking dick like that. Wait, what?
Right.
Let me see who she following. Like the next thing you know, you just in this whole world of like.
You know what? Doing our pre-production, when we was doing pre-production for this, I was scrolling. I was like, damn,
Don't
and
get
that's
upset.
I had scrolled across some shit. When you had said something about let me think about something that's in the news, and I went to Twitter because that's the first place I go for news. And as soon as I opened the app, I was like, "Damn, that's exactly what I saw." But yeah,
Twitter,
Twitter hit different. I don't care what nobody
Twitter's
say.
amazing. I said I did a so-called social media fast. I deleted everything but Twitter
See,
because Twitter was the one I wasn't really on, but I would get on, like you said, Reggie said, to get my news or whatever. And then I follow a lot of sports analysts and comedians, so that's why I get my laughs. But like you said, you get to scroll it and be like, oh,
yeah.
okay.
And
yeah.
next thing you know, it's 3 hours later, and you done fell into this hashtag, that hashtag. But so listen, on to the social media thing, and I don't know when you about to end this, but let me get this off real quick, Aisha. So I used to actually go on like a fast from social media. I would like deactivate all my accounts, and at the time I was dating this woman, and she used to always think I was doing some sneaky shit to where I would deactivate my social media accounts because that's how I used to purge my system. Like I would just deactivate that shit, get that shit out of my system, maybe a week or two. It all depends on how long, I felt like I wanted to be off of just social media in general. But that shit didn't used to sit right in her soul at all. She used to always, you did that so when nobody DM you, blah, blah, blah. Like that shit was a problem.
But okay, so I don't have any experience with that, none whatsoever, right? But if she's been hurt before, if she's been cheated on and lied to before, you can only just like, she's been hurt before, somebody cheated on her before.
I get it. But that's why you don't bring that baggage into a new.
How can you not? Everybody keeps saying you don't bring your past into your present. How can I not? This man been cheating on me for 4 years.
Right, but the thing is, we all like to say this, you shouldn't really entertain anything until you are completely over something, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to, none of us, I know me in general, I don't like to start the race at the end of the line. You know what I'm saying? Don't punish me for some shit that somebody else done to where I gotta earn this and do that and da whatever else. You know what I'm saying? No, like
so I think
you're making things a lot tougher than what they are. So I want the benefit of the doubt from the beginning. Okay,
so not to really go deep into this conversation, but I don't think it's more so that you start the race at the beginning, at the end of the line. I think it's more so that you just have to be mindful of some of the things you do. If I'm not used to you deactivating your social media, why you start now? Well, why isn't this something that I don't know about before? Hey, babe, I'm finna deactivate my social media because I need to detox. If you would have told her, she might have not have thought something was going on.
Well, no. So like I said, this is something I did periodically throughout the year. Like maybe every 3, maybe 4 months or something, I might just stop, deactivate it. So it wasn't nothing new.
Because I'm going through this issue now where, if anybody, for those who don't know, I purchased a house back in December, and like I'm at peace in my home. Like I am at peace in life right now. Okay,
as you should.
It's gotten to the point where, even though I'm on social media all day, I may not text nobody back. I may not call nobody. You can text me and I see the text message. I just may not respond at the time. And it's not because like I'm ghosting you. That's not the case. It's just that I just don't want to talk right now. But that was one of the issues that I had. I didn't communicate that. And so I had a guy, I told y'all about this guy one episode. He cut me off, but because he said that basically I didn't have time for him, which that wasn't the case. I just wasn't in the mood to talk to you when you wanted to talk to me. And I feel like I had that right to just not want to talk to you, right? Like, but had I communicated, hey, I go through these periods every now and again where I don't like for the responsibility of me having to communicate with you every day. I don't like the responsibility of having to communicate with you every day. I need you to be okay with not talking to me every day, because there's going to come a point in time where I'm going to need 3 days to myself.
Yep.
So
as somebody who so-called ghosts, yes, I feel you.
Forward,
I will stop talking to people just so I can get my head together.
Right. So going forward, this is something that I have to communicate. Hey, sometimes I take a couple of days to myself. It ain't got nothing against you. I just don't be wanting to text and talk back. And then I have this entitlement issue where like I feel like you really supposed to just be texting me. Like blow my phone up. Don't be waiting around for me to text you. I need you to text me, but nonetheless, going forward, I have to tell people, I really don't like the responsibility of having to reach out to you and text you and talk to you every day. If you text me and your text message is not an open text message where I need to respond, I'm not going to respond. Like everybody have it in their head that it's supposed to be a back and forth thing. Well, I text you last, so you were supposed. No, that's not how it works for me. If you're not texting me something worthy of a response, I'm not going to text back. So these are things that I just have to, look.
We're here. We're here, darling. We're here.
Listen, so hold on.
I feel you.
One thing I don't do, and will not do is double text and double call.
Oh my God, Reggie, are you serious?
I will not double text and double call.
See, you part of the problem.
No, I'm not part of the problem.
You is part of the problem. That pride that you men have with y'all not wanting to double text.
It's women like that too. Listen. If we talking, and well, so I might depending on what we talking about.
If I'm not expecting an answer from you, I'm not gonna hang it over your head that you didn't text me back. My pride ain't built like that. I'm okay if I didn't text you a question or something that's worthy of a response and you don't respond. I'm okay with that. Because guess what I'm gonna do? When I do want to talk to you, guess what I'm gonna say? What you doing? What you doing?
That's a part of the entitlement too, though. That's a part of the entitlement.
Not necessarily.
You should be available for me when I want to talk to you.
Oh, okay.
So if I'm texting you and you don't respond, and I want to conversate and you don't respond, and then
if you don't text me not worthy of conversation, then what exactly are you expecting me to respond? I asked you what you're doing and you said I'm playing outside with my kids. I'm not texting you back because you playing outside with your kids. You gonna text me an hour later pissed off. Why the fuck you ain't texting me back? Bitch, because you was outside.
Well, listen. It could be a simple, okay, well, text me when you're free.
Yeah.
Y'all get on my fucking nerves.
I
forgot
what I was. Listen, I had a whole other thing I wanted to say before that.
Okay, so I actually got one more thing about social media. Then we're gonna go ahead and cut this short. All right, bet. So men love hollering that they want natural women, right? But then y'all get mad at us females for getting mad at y'all for liking these pictures of these supermodels on Instagram. Explain that to me, because I feel like me and every other woman want to know, how is it that men, they want natural hair women, they want women with natural bodies, they don't care about no stretch marks, they don't care nothing about a little fupa, but then we go through your likes and you liking these girls who done been down to DR and got their bodies done. Oh, and for the record, the Coffee and Apple Juice podcast has nothing against nobody who decides to go and transform their bodies to the way that makes them more comfortable. We have nothing to, if I can afford it, I'm going to get this fupa put on my ass any day now. So listen, we have nothing against that, okay? But as a natural woman who has birthed 4 children, so yes, I got the tiger stripe. Yes, I got the fupa. I secure it very well. I took my fupa like a Glock, okay? So I know how to dress, so I secure this fupa very well. But nonetheless, it don't make me feel insecure, okay? But to some women, y'all can tell us that y'all want the natural woman, but then we see y'all liking and heart eyeing these girls with these unnatural small waistlines, these big old hips, these full lips, these high cheekbones, shit that they had to go and pay for. But then here I am, my little simple homely self, fupa tucked, stretch marks, like, but y'all swear y'all like that. I'm just confused. Can y'all just help us understand that? Like, help me understand that.
Real quick, Fupa Tuck should be the name of this podcast. But
oh my God.
to answer your question, we just be liking shit. most of the time we just be liking shit. Like we
But
we love
imagine
our
how that
natural
makes
women.
us feel. Cause you come
But
home
that
to
doesn't
me
mean that
every day, but you liking these women who look nothing like me.
Aisha,
that's why it's social media. That's why again.
It's-
Listen,
That's
I'm
why I
not
have
speaking
the
for
love
me. I'm
pictures.
speaking
Listen.
for the other women who are too
Well,
afraid
no,
to speak for
I know,
themselves.
no.
So it's the same thing when these women are sitting there watching the movie with their man, and Michael B. Jordan took his shirt off and he looking a little cut, and they're like, or Idris Elba is doing something, and they're like, okay.
First of all, look at who the fuck you. Why would you use them as an example?
It's the same.
I mean,
It was the
same
Kevin Gates
thing.
with the ponytail for me.
see the same. So
See?
same thing.
See?
Okay,
See, it don't matter
Oh,
who,
so I
who the
did. So I
person
did.
is. It's the same. It's the same premise. Yeah, it's the same premise. We
I didn't put my.
we double tapped it, and y'all like or you double it.
okay. So explain to me what is y'all liking about the picture that y'all had to double tap it.
She might have had some good shoes on, or the outfit might have looked all right.
Shut the fuck up.
Look, I
Idris
am the
Elba was wearing the fuck out of that white.
ma'am.
button
I am.
down.
Look, I am the person who will open up social media, fucking double tap or like some shit and close it and keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
I am that guy. And so if you up top, you gonna get that like for that moment. If it just so happen to be a supermodel, they're gonna get that like for that moment. To keep it moving. I ain't read no caption, none of it.
So the caption could have said, "I'm a transgender and I love myself."
Boom, double tap. All right.
Not saying that there's anything wrong with, but for you to,
Yeah, I'm about to say, don't get canceled.
yes, please don't. Listen, I just got started. Please listen. We love all things LGBTQ, A, B, C, D, E, F, G around here. Okay.
The whole alphabet game.
Okay.
Y'all lives matter too.
Okay, they do. And I mean, another topic that I'm gonna say for another episode is how I feel like nobody has the Black woman back like the LGBTQ community, but we're not gonna talk about that today.
Okay.
We're not gonna talk about that today.
Hey, look, we'll rap about that because I'm interested in that. I can see it, but I want to hear your side of it.
Okay. So do you guys have anything else to discuss as far as social media, dating, how people act on social media? Anything before we wrap this up?
I would say just just be responsible on social media, man. Like
that's gonna be the topic of this podcast, social media responsibly.
Man, just get on there and if you goofy, be goofy. If you weird, be weird. Be who you. My thing is, I'd rather people to be who they are, who they actually are on social media, because you never know who may pull up.
Okay.
You never know who may pull up on you.
And what I have to say is, there is a real life going on outside of social media. Do not put
that part.
Do not put everything into social media. Because social media for all intents and purposes is a facade. People only showing you what they want you to see.
Mm-hmm.
The last time you saw something where somebody was basically humiliating themselves, you might see it here and there, but it's far in between.
Well, it's a few people that's done went viral doing that, but I definitely understand what you're saying.
Exactly. But the value of it should be taken at face value. I mean, and don't live your life off of it. I can't live my life off of what Aisha or Smurf feel like my life should be, because it's social media and it's whatever, they interpret. We all have the different opinions and views on it.
We are not who we supposed to be.
It's entertainment.
POST. We are not who we supposed to be.
Dog, it's entertainment.
Entertainment.
I'll say this. So yesterday we did a barbecue or whatever for my nephew since he graduated high school. My niece posted a video of us while we were playing Uno and Spades. So my niece posted a video and tagged me. And do you know motherfuckers rushed to my Snapchat to add me because they were like, "Oh, I didn't know you was home." Blah blah blah. You wasn't supposed to know I was home, nigga.
See,
I do this on purpose.
It's crazy because like my family, Okay, so like I try to be put together when I get on social media. Okay, you may find some old throwbacks of me just looking a mess. I try my hardest to be put together because you're right. Nobody wants to purposely humiliate themselves. Nobody wants to show the house before it gets cleaned up, So I try to have myself put together before I get on social media. And I'm not doing it to necessarily impress anybody, but to more so just for my confidence. Okay. If I'm not gonna walk out my door looking like that, I don't want nobody on social media seeing me like that. Like my mom and them know if they get a picture of me where I'm looking fool, oh, we fighting if you post that shit on social media. Now, every now and again, me and my brothers and my sisters will do this thing where we'll find some throwbacks of us looking a mess and we'll post them and tag them. And like that's the game. If I post them looking a mess, they'll find some pictures of me looking a mess. Like we'll do this shit on Instagram and it's all cool then because I text them like, bro, if you don't delete that shit, I swear to God. I swear to God. But like, naturally, and I'm just speaking for myself, I don't like being put on camera without being put together. Like, I had on a tore-up t-shirt and some boxes before I cut this camera on. But when I realized I was about to be recording, I was like, okay, let me go throw my wig on real quick. Let me get my girdle. Let me put my dress on. Y'all can't even see my fucking stomach. And I got this goddamn bodysuit on to suck this shit in. Like, social media has ruined me, okay? And I'm ready to tell my story. Lifetime, I'm ready to tell my story.
Oh, hey, let's make this documentary for you. Let's go.
All right, so before we wrap this up, Reggie, you want to go ahead and plug in your podcast, sir?
I sure do. Once again, one half of Unapologetic the podcast.
Pause. I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm so sorry. Is the shirt for sale? Because
I know, right?
I need the shirt.
I need that shirt. Yeah, I need that shirt too. I need that shirt too.
I need the shirt.
I can get
That's dope.
All right, okay, proceed. Go ahead, plug yourself. I'm sorry.
I gotta. Well, you know the deal. You know the issue, Aisha. I need a new distributor and all this other good stuff. But yes, as I was saying, one half of Unapologetic the podcast, all one word. On Instagram is Unapologetic the Pod. Facebook is Unapologetic the Pod. You can find us on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, iHeart. And I think that is it. But yes, personal social media, I'm gonna give it to y'all. Reg.
I'm not giving out my personal number.
REGIZ, amazing, all one word. Reg is amazing, all one word. But yes, like, share, subscribe, anything that you see on the Unapologetic Podcast. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on once again, Aisha.
I love you, Reggie.
Hey, I love you more.
You always come through when I need you. Thank you so much for that. All right, Smurf, a potential new co-host for Coffee and Apple Juice podcast.
Hey, let's go. I'll take that. But yes, I am Smurf. My personal IG, Ghost _ St. Patrick, ST Patrick 82. And then I am also one half of G-Lens Creative. Shout out to my business partner Tom. But I also have a photography page on IG. It's WO Wiley WILEY 82 _ photography. So if you want to check me out, I know I need to post more, but at least I do have a few things in there that you can check out.
It's okay because your future woman don't know that you don't post like that.
I will do my due diligence here soon because I do have a few shoots that I've done and I've actually completely edited my stuff and I need to go on and post it. Like I just did a concert. I just did a concert last week. Derby was just the Kentucky Derby was just a couple weeks ago, so I did a couple things there. So I just need to stop being lazy. That's all.
Okay.
But thank you for having me on the podcast, man.
You are more than welcome. Thank you so much for being available.
Again, Reggie, thank you for the alley-oop as always.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate you. Oh yeah, and shout out to Dre, the other half of Unapologetic, man.
Yes.
Shout out to our dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you, Reggie. Thank you, Smurf. I really appreciate you guys' input on today's episode. I am Aisha Hadiya, your host. We'll see y'all next time. Thank y'all. Oh, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this episode, please. So we can get our viewers and followers up so I can start getting monetized.
Let's
Okay.
go.
All right.
Let's
Thank you
go.
guys.